Now, each year, for a number of reasons, thousands of children here in San Diego are separated from their parents and placed into foster care. So this morning, we want to highlight a nonprofit called Voices for Children to learn more about the need for volunteers. I'm joined by Jessica Munoz and Dr. Cynthia Avery. Thank you both for joining us today. Voices for Children, such a great organization. CASA volunteers, that's what you're needing. Jessica, I want to start with you. Tell us what a CASA is and how they help these foster children.
Voices for Children trains and supports community volunteers to become court-appointed special advocates, or CASAs. So these volunteers work one-on-one with a child or sibling group experiencing foster care. They support the child, and they also make really important observations that benefit the social workers and judges and others who are trying to make difficult decisions about how to best care for these kids.
Okay. Cynthia, I was at the big fundraising gala that Voices for Children had emceeing, and your story with Jerome just moved me to tears. You had a lot of us crying there. Tell us, you were a CASA for Jerome. What made you want to sign up to be a volunteer, first of all?
Yes, when I was in my doctoral program, I learned about the plight of foster youth and their educational outcomes and teen pregnancy rates and a variety of different things, and learned about how a CASA can make such a difference in children's lives. And that's really what called me to become a CASA.
So through that volunteer work, what were you able to do for Jerome?
I was with Jerome about 10 or 11 years.
Wow.
So I first met him when he was 10.
Okay.
And then I stayed on his case until he was a non-minor dependent, and then he left the system. He joined the Army.
Yeah.
And so during that time, I was with him when his older brother was adopted, when his younger brother ended up reunifying with mom, and he was left alone. So I was the one consistent person that was with him during that entire journey. We remain very close today.
Yeah, you see these pictures of you two together. Look at him about to go join the Army there, get into boot camp, it looks like.
Yes.
And I mean, he obviously an exceptional man now, you know, obviously he's years later, but through the times, you're the consistent adult helping him out. Was it difficult for you? You had a full-time job and kids of your own. Tell us about that process.
Yes. Actually, before I became a CASA, I sat down with my children at dinner one night. They were in middle school and high school at the time. And I asked them if it would be okay if I do this and explained to them about foster youth. And they all agreed unanimously, yes, we want you to do this.
Amazing.
This is important. And so I had their blessing to go ahead and become a CASA.
Nice.
And so they knew that I would be carving time out a couple of times a month to go spend with other children. And I also carved out time on the children's birthday or special holidays like Christmas.
To be there for him. That's amazing. And to see how far he's come.
Yes.
How special is that for you?
It is incredibly special. We still talk very frequently. He texts me all the time. Last week he texted me about a rash on his hand. So he just wants somebody to ask questions to and bounce ideas off of.
Yeah, you have this special bond for life, it sounds like.
Yes,
so that's special.
absolutely.
Jessica, you hear stories like this, I'm sure, time and time again with the volunteers and the children and how close they become. What is it like for you to see these connections happening?
You know, I think it's so impactful for all of us at Voices for Children to have this really unique opportunity to empower members of our community with huge hearts and a little bit of time to share to make a difference. The work that we do can be difficult sometimes, and the reasons why children enter foster care can be hard to hear, but we get to see a lot of good at Voices for Children, and we always need new folks to come along and learn about being a CASA and maybe step into that role.
Oh, so maybe someone at home who's watching right now, you want to volunteer in a way that really will make an impact. Tell us the requirements. How can people become volunteers?
Anyone who is 21 years of age or older and willing to complete the screening and training requirements, who has the time to share. Most of our volunteers tell us that they spend about 10 hours a month in their CASA role in some way, either with the child or others in the child's life.
10 hours a month. Think about that. That could really change lives. Thank you both very much for sharing this. This is so important. I'm glad we could get this out to our viewers as well. What's the website people need to go to?
People can go to speakupnow.org, speakupnow.org.
How many are in need right now?
We always have about 50 or 60 children in San Diego County at any given time who are waiting for their CASA. We get new referrals every week.
Okay, so yes, please go to the website now if this is something you're interested in, and hopefully we can get more volunteers. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Great to see you.